Hey, everybody. Good morning to you. It is Friday. My name is Michael Hall. I'm a regional marketing director here with Equus Financial, and we have a incredible call lined up for you today. I'm so excited for everything that we've got going on. We got some big announcements today that we're going to talk about. And I just want to say before we get started, I thought we had an incredible call last week. I thought that Angela Najjar and Daniel just did a great job talking about 212 degrees and what that means to them and how to hit 212 degrees and how to stay there. And guys, if you've never, one of the things that we've talked about at Equus for the past couple of years, Barry has been talking about something called a vertical move, and that he's a visionary, and he's been saying this way before integrity was ever even in the picture, that Equus was poised for a vertical move. And then when that happens, something special takes place. And I believe that we're beginning to witness that right now with what's going on in Equus. Equus is having a record week this week. Trustworthy is having a record week, a record month. We're just shattering records, and it's exciting because that means that more people are getting a paycheck, more people are getting promoted, more people, just like our mission statement, right? We're waging war on mediocrity by helping people take control of their life one family at a time. It's not a tag. It's not just a tagline, right? It's something that we're doing, and it's happening. Lives are being changed because we've got the courage to get uncomfortable and do what nobody's willing to do. So super fired up to share with everybody today. But before we do that, I want to kick this off to regional manager, Miss Angela Najjar, and we are going to be celebrating all of your success this past week. And guys, I can't wait. I don't envy her. She's going to be out of breath. So Angela, I'm going to toss it over to you. Good morning, ma'am. And thank you.
Well, good morning. And I tell you what, you just said it perfectly. These are the people that in the last week, actually from 116 to 122, had the extra degree, right? That's what we talked about last week. You got to have that extra degree. And sometimes that extra degree is, are you ready? Somebody like Gabriel Bastardo, who protected one family for $308. Christopher Fowler, who protected one family for $318. Stephanie Hill, who protected a family for $412. Sandra Tillman, who protected a family for $453. Sorry, my voice is raspy today. We haven't even started yet. Ms. Truesdale Najui, I'm sorry ahead of time if I make a mess of your name. Protected a family for $576. Ronald Cook protected a family for $604. Divine, can't pronounce the last name, I apologize, protected 3 families for $619. Way to go, Divine. Carlos De La Cruz protected a family for $620. Deborah Kling protected a family for $675. Elizabeth Clayton protected a family for $868. Shantae Moore protected 2 families for how's this one? $1,111. Carl Whiteside protected 2 families for $1,118. Michael Hall protected a family for $1,202. James Takipi protected one family for $1,203. Raymond Nataro protected a family for $1,224. Christian Bastardo protected 3 families for $1,277. Gordon Nelson protected a family for $1,354. How about Tina Fitzgerald? One family protected for $1,373. Demetrio Frausto protected a family for $1,393. Charles Britt protected a family for $1,683. Christine Wilson protected a family $1,753. Angela Najjar, go Angela, protected 2 families for $1,776. Joshua Henderson protected 2 families for $2,004. Deloney Carter protected 4 families 4 families for $2,164. CC Cooper protected 2 families, $2,259. Robert Brown protected 1 family, $2,424. Kyle Lowry protected a family for $2,482. Tanika Thompson protected 4 families for $2,524. Louis Scrignano protected 3 families, $2,935. Denise O'Brien, here's another 4 families protected, $3,085. And now the air thins a little bit, right? Chuck Poole, 6 families protected for $3,488. James Goodwin, 3 families for $3,669. Here we go. This guy's success leaves clues, right? Daniel McCrae, 5 families for $3,953. And Janet Camacho, 1 family for $4,627. Is that awesome? Man, congratulations to all of you on that list. That is January 16th through January 22nd. Okay, so now let's talk about the top 10 producers for that week, right? The top 10. Okay, everybody should be heading towards the top 10 club, right? Here we go. Number 10, Rainey Harris, 3 families, $4,652. Brian Mansdorfer, 4 families, $4,918. Danita Norman, 1 family, $5,000. Carlos Bastardo, 2 families, $5,597. Kyle Vanaloo, how often do we hear Kyle's name, right? And you know, I gotta say, when you hit the top 10, you hear these names pretty consistently, right? Kyle Vanaloo, 8 families in that week, $7,180. And now we hit the top 5. Ready? Brett Grossman, 2 families, $7,347. Joshua Collar, 6 families, $7,384. Now, this is a very special individual, and I want you to remember this name. If you can only remember the first name, that would be good, because I can't pronounce the last name. I've been trying. Maxwell Akinsahinwa? Terrible. 5 families, $8,040. Maxwell. Geez, just remember Maxwell, right? And there's exciting news. I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm not going to say it yet. I'm not letting the cat out of the bag. Just remember, I said remember Maxwell. Okay, number 2. Ready? Lisa Kurtz. 13 families, $9,544. Oh my goodness, 13 families, right? And do you hear her name over and over and over and over again? Everybody in the top 10 you do, right? But there can only be one number 1, and number 1 for the week of January 16th through January 22nd, Daniel Favreau, 3 families protected, $10,762. Gosh, you ready for this total? Are you ready for this total, Team Trustworthy? 112 families. 112 families that you guys protected for $127,000, $127,958. And I tell you what, that's like a lottery number there, baby. Okay, so it's really early here. It's still dark outside. If you can see outside here, it's dark. But Now we're going to talk about first-time riders. And this is a place that is near and dear to my heart because I think that the first time that you do something, like everything clicks into place and suddenly you're like, oh, okay, now I get it, right? Now I get the applications, I get the process, I get what it's like when somebody says, yeah, that sounds good. That makes sense to us, right? So these people hit the first-time riders club. And we're so, so happy for you. Congratulations for not only making it through the whole process, but protecting families, right, along the way. And if you can be a first-time rider, you can be a 100th time rider, right? You can be in the top 5. You can be a Lisa Kurtz. You can. You can be a Maxwell. And I don't know Maxwell's last name. I can't pronounce it. Okay. First-time riders, and I always love this part because not only are you going to get a little treat from your manager, but you're getting $100 from Mike Hall. So $100 from Mike Hall plus money from your manager. How good is that? So first-time riders, got to go fast. Shantea Moore. I think I got that one. I think I nailed that one. Shantea Moore, 2 families protected. Wow, her very first time, $1,111. And like I said, $100 from Mike Hall and $100 from your manager. James Takibi, 1 family protected, $1,204. I like saying James's last name, Takibi. Raymond Nature, 1 family protected, $1,224. Janet Camacho, one family protected for $4,627. And Janet Camacho gets $100 from Mike Hall and $100 from Steve and I, but it's actually Steve. It's from Steve. We take it. That's coming from Steve. Okay. Guys, ready for the really? Now you're flying in first class. You ready? Now you've moved into the business class. Now you're moving into business class. Okay, you ready? Sales manager. You guys want to hear who the top sales managers are? Ready? Number 9, Tamon Brown, 1 family protected, $453 with 1 unique rider. Number 8, Carter Deloney, 4 families protected, $2,164 with 1 unique rider. Number 7, CC Cooper, 2 families protected, $2,259 with 1 unique rider. Joshua Collar, again, see, hear these names over and over and over again, right? 6 families protected, $7,384 with 1 unique rider. Number 5, Stephanie Hill, 8 families protected, $7,588 with 3 families protected. Here we go again, Kyle Vanaloo, 11 families, $8,457 with 2 unique riders. Daniel Reck, 13 families protected. Excuse me, $9,544 with 1 family protected. I got this name. Angela Najjar, 13 families protected. I didn't even realize that. For $17,610 with 7 unique riders. We're killing it. Okay, number 1, there can only be one number 1. You're gonna hear this name a lot. Brett Grossman, man, you did it. 14 families protected, $21,597. And Kyle, hang on one second, had lots of unique riders, and I don't have the unique rider number. I apologize. It printed off wrong. Sorry. I'm sorry, Kyle. Brett. Sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. Okay, let's move on now to district manager. Man, and see, the list gets smaller, right? But you keep hearing these same names, right? Okay, you ready? Number 3, district manager leaderboard. Number 3, with 17 families protected for $14,462 and 2 unique riders. Matt Dixon. Matt. And I tell you what, and I said his whole name. Oh, okay. Number 2. Ready for number 2? I'm telling you, you have to remember only the first name. Just remember the first name. Ready? Maxwell, 15. Families protected. It's like Maxwell is on a mission this week, right? It's like this week, the 16th to the 22nd, he was heading somewhere. 15 families protected. $16,022 and 8 unique writers. That means that 8 other people locked arms with him and said, we're going to do it, man. Right? Number 1. Holy cow. Another man on a mission. Holy cow. 21 families protected with 7 unique writers. So 7 other people plus this gentleman. 21 families were protected. Do you even know 21 families? And he went out and protected 21 of them. $20,419. Any guesses? Carlos Bastardo. Carlos. Wow. Carlos, it's like you're heading towards a different leaderboard. Okay, here's the last one. You ready? This is, now you're in first class. Now you're in your own jet, really. You're sitting, there's nobody else. Nobody's sneezing on you. No baby's crying. You're in your own little cabin, right? They go where you want them to go. No stops in Yankee weird airports. It's just smooth sailing. You ready? Number 3 for the regional manager leaderboard in 1 week with 27 families protected, 13 unique writers for $32,619. Anybody want to guess? Daniel McCrae, my brother from another mother. I couldn't have said that with any less soul, really, but it worked, right? Okay, number 2. I really like these people. I like everybody on the leaderboards, but I really like these 2. With 11 unique writers, 27 families protected for, I don't even have the total, $36,000. Yep. Steve and Angela Houston. Yep. Okay, but there can only be one number 1 of all the number 1s, and here it is. With 48 families protected, 20 unique writers, 20 people locked arms with him. They protected 48 families for $60,464. Yep, our true favorite, Mr. Michael Hall. So to everybody, first of all, Michael, my hat's off to you. And I tell you what, beautiful thing. And to every single person on all of these lists, whether you did it for your very first time, your very first family protected, or you locked arms with, 2 or 10 or 20 other people, whether you were on a mission for something that was that 1 degree, or you gave it your best shot. We're so, so, so proud of you. So proud of you. And we know that next week, we're going to hear your name again too. Okay, Mike. Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Woohoo! I have a unique writers list. Okay. And I have it right here. Sorry. So many devices lately, everywhere. There's just so much. Okay, you ready? We're going to do this one fast. Okay, Team Trustworthy. ICAs. So this means that you brought people into your business, right? You invited somebody. They said, hey, if you could do this, I could do this. People say that to me all the time. Ready? Carlos Bastardo, 1 ICA signed. Delani Carter, 2 ICA signed. Dina Fleming, 1 ICA signed. Michael Hall, 1 ICA signed. Todd Pickering, 1 ICA signed. Joseph Skelly, 2 ICAs signed. Doug Stinson, 1 ICA signed. Tara Thapa, 2 ICAs signed. Corey Williams, 2 ICAs signed. Team Trustworthy, a total of 13 new people joining our crusade. Okay, how about Team New Limits? You ready? Team New Limits. CC Cooper, 1 new ICA signed. Daniel McCrae, 2 ICAs signed, for a total of 3 new people joining Team New Limits. And Promise Keepers, woohoo! Steve Houston, 1 ICA signed. Laura Van Gilder, 1 ICA signed, for 2 new. I hope that was the right list. If it wasn't the right list, we'll get that corrected. Promise Keepers, for a total of 2 new ICAs signed. I just realized there was another tab. So I hope that was the right list. Congratulations to everybody who had somebody join their team. I have completely botched this leaderboard, but we think that you guys all rock. Whether you got an ICA signed or protected a family, you did an awesome job. And I'm going to finish my coffee now.
Great job, Angela. Thank you. Who knew it would take 20 minutes to do a leaderboard, and who knew you'd have to have an MBA in name recognition? You did an incredible job. Thank you. That is, it's so fun to hear all those names read off, especially the brand new ones for the week. And guys, I got a couple of other shout outs that I've just got to throw in there. Tanisha Boyd, I see you. 5 apps this week. First week, right? First week on the board, 5 apps. That's awesome. Great job, young lady. And check this out, guys. You just heard what she read off for our week this week, or this past week. We're actually having an even better week this week. It's another record, but I've got to give some people some attention. It may not hold out till the end of the day, but check this out. Right now on the company leaderboard, we've got 5 people out of the top 11. 5. Justin Trustworthy on the entire freaking company. Check this out. Coming in number 11 for the company this week. We've got Christian Bastardo with 8 applications for $11,903. Coming in number 10 for the company this week. We've got Miss Lisa Kurtz coming in at $11,936. Coming at number 8 for this week. We've got Kyle Van Loo with 11 apps for $12,715. Coming in number 7 for the week, we've got Mr. Carlos Bastardo, 6 apps for $12,900. And number 6 for the week in the entire company, Mr. Josh Collar, 4 apps for $13,114. Let's just stop the call right now. We're done. Y'all have kicked some butt. That's incredible. And man, I tell you, I am just fired up. When we see new people winning, Todd Pickering put his first 2 apps in this week. You know, brand new, unique writer. We're going to be seeing some big things out of him and that group coming on. Guys, just freaking incredible. I mean, Equus is having a record week. Trustworthy just had a record week. We just had a record month. Last month, we submitted 317 apps for $389,000. Already this month, we are already over. Let's see here. We are at 453 applications for $501,000. That means that people are out there protecting lives. People are getting paid. People are getting promoted. And check this out. I usually hate saying this before it's official, but we got some major announcements today, and I want to make sure we have time to get this in now. It'll be official on Monday, right? Because there's always something that could be a gotcha for any of them. So I like to wait till Equus makes it official. But guys, it's a huge deal to get to the regional manager position. Like, there's only 44 people that have done that in the entire company, and we're a 5-year-old company. And as far as everything that we can see, we're 99% sure that we've got not 1, but 2 regional manager promotions go in effect on Monday morning. Maxwell Akinsinwa, Team Titans, under the Team No Limits team, way to go, brother. You crushed it. He's been out busting his tail. And then Carlos Bastardo up there in Plymouth, Indiana, been kicking some butt, coming down to the wire. But these guys have been busting their tail. And so hopefully that comes through and we can announce that on Monday officially. But guys, that's what we're fighting for, right? We're fighting for independent, self-sufficient leaders that want to go run their own business, that don't want a boss. They don't want someone micromanaging them. They don't want to be told what they can do and what they can't do. They want to be able to go out there and fight for them and their family and fight for you and your families. And so very, very excited. Hey, something else I want to announce too. We're going to be switching some, we're going to be doing some different things on our call this year. And look, the vision that I've always had for this team is that when people get to that regional manager level, that we're all partners. We're all partners. We're all building our businesses together. Nobody's an upline. No one's a downline. No one's more. No one's less. We know that we're better together. When we can put our heads together and we can get out there, the sky is the limit. And so as of Monday, we're going to have 5 regional managers in this team. And so what we're going to do is you're going to be hearing a lot more from each of those regional managers. And the first one that you're going to hear from next week is going to be Maxwell. So we're going to be highlighting Maxwell. Maxwell is going to be bringing the message next week and highlighting his team. And guys, we've just got to get some people plugged in because the stories that you're going to hear over the next couple of weeks are just going to be incredible. And it's so cool. The thing I love about this business is that the only thing that most of us have in common is that we're dream driven. Right? That we want to go out there and we want to fight. It doesn't matter your background. It doesn't matter where you were raised. It doesn't matter how you grew up. It doesn't matter your education level. It doesn't matter anything. All that matters is that you got a fire inside your heart and that you've got some mental toughness where you can pick up and you can go to the next limit. Couple other announcements I want to make just so we can get them in. One of them is the 212 tour. I want to make sure that we scream this from the mountaintops. These locations are going to be jam-packed, and I want to make sure we get the trustworthy people in before the rest of Equus comes in. And so April 19th, right here in Indianapolis, in this room, we're going to have 50 people in this room. And daggone it, I want as many of them as we can to be trustworthy. We've got the top 5 managers in the company, Jared, John, Nick, Eric, and Rumbo coming out here. And they've got a message. It's going to be incredible. I can't wait for this. So let's get that on your calendar, get your plane tickets, schedule it. And then the very next day, they're going to be in Columbia, Maryland, down there at Team No Limits office with Daniel McRae. You're not going to want to miss that, guys. But here's the other thing I want to talk about too. And tomorrow, so one of the things we're going to talk about today is we're going to do 212 continued, right? And I've got someone I want to bring on here to discuss that with me today. But part of that is tomorrow we've got a dial session. And you guys remember what happened when we started doing these over the summer last year. We exploded. There were people that were sitting on the sidelines that had the desire to go do something. And what this did, it allowed them that safe place where they could have that internal peer pressure where they could nudge themselves to do what they know that they needed to do, that they just were scared to do. And I got to tell you, when I first got in this business, I've been to Iraq with the Marines and infantry. And when I had this daggum thing called a phone that's sitting down here next to me, that thing was so freaking heavy when I picked it up. I don't know if I'd still be in the business today if it wasn't for our dial sessions. We had an office much like this in Baltimore, Maryland, and we had a bunch of people in that room that were depending on me to get uncomfortable, and that forced me to do the activity that I knew that I needed to do, that I was terrified to do. I don't know if I'd still be in the business if it wasn't for that. These dial sessions are incredible because what happens is it doesn't make you go through less crap. It doesn't make it easier. And we shouldn't wish it was easier. It makes us want to be better because this team is a team of competitors, a team of warriors. And we don't compare ourselves with each other, but we compete with each other and we compete with ourselves. because we want to, right? Not because anyone makes us do more than what we want to do. But if you've got a goal this year for you and your family and you've written it down, you should have that reverse engineered so that you've got a plan of attack to get there. And then you got to surround yourself. Can you do it by yourself? You can, but why would you want to? This business is tough. But I know that yesterday we had some agents in this office working together. And it's so cool to have that synergy and that extra energy, even though we're not, like, I was in my office all day on the phone, but I heard them out here working and dialing and talking and running appointments together. And it's incredible when you have that kind of an atmosphere. So I want to encourage you. It starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow. It goes from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm going to be on the entire time. And we've got a different host set up for every single hour. Here's the brilliance of this. You can get on and you can hear a different perspective every hour from somebody that's different, that's setting appointments, it's answering your questions. So now all of a sudden you can't say, well, of course they're killing it. It's Angela Najjar. Well, of course they're killing it. It's Daniel McCrae, right? So you see all these different people with different backgrounds and it's like, okay, well, cool. Well, the only thing different is that they're willing to go fight until it happens. It's not the talented that win here. It's not. It's not the talented. I've seen so many people with so much talent go out the door as fast as they came in. It's a game of heart. And I love that because it means that anybody's got the ability to win as long as you're ready and you want it bad enough. All right. So I want to, let's see here. I want to see if I can have my brother from another mother, senior sales manager, Mr. Brett Grossen, join me this morning for this conversation. Brett had helped with our virtual kickoff yesterday. A dude's been down this week with COVID, man, but he's a warrior. If there's anybody that I've seen that understands what 212 is, this guy's been quiet. He's had his head down, and most people don't have a clue how hard he's been working. I know because we've been talking a lot, but this dude has been working around the clock, and the results are starting to show. And you're getting ready to see some major results in a big way over the next 90 days. This organization isn't even going to be recognizable. And Brett's going to be one of our next regional managers in the next couple of months. So super, super excited. But Brett, good morning, man.
How are you? That was an exciting roll call this morning. I'll tell you what, Angela did a phenomenal job. Look, I'll be the first one, Angela. I'll tell you right now, the first time I did that about 7 months ago when I came here and I started seeing some of those names, I said, oh my God, I'm going to butcher this.
I love it, man. It's awesome. Brett, I want to continue the conversation about 212 and what that means. And, you and I met 9 years ago and life took us on different paths, but there's a cool thing called an integrity effect. We're starting to notice that in our team. The company's seeing that. But the reason that you and I are even on the same Zoom this morning is because of 3 words: Integrity Marketing Group. And you saw an opportunity. There's never been an end game in this business, and there is now. And you saw an opportunity for you and your family. And you didn't come in here wishing it was easier and begging for a bunch of help. And you came in and went to work. You put your head down, you went to work, and you worked harder than anybody on the team because you saw something that could change your family's life for generations. And I just want to talk a little bit about that. I want to talk about, you've had a successful background. I mean, you've done a bunch of things, and just where we are right now, the excitement that we've got in the company, the excitement that we've got in the team. And the one piece we're missing right now, Brett, is getting the people that are ready. Not everybody. I don't want people to do it if they don't want to, but the people that understand the power of association, the people that understand being around other like-minded people and what the multiple factor that could do, that one little bit on how that could affect your business. What's going on, man? What are you excited about?
Well, you said 3 words, the integrity effect. I thought you were going to say 2 words. I thought you were going to say black velvet. So here we got, what do we have? We have 63 people on the call. What everybody doesn't know is about 9 years ago, myself and this other gentleman named Mark sat down, and we had just started, we were working with Mike. We were trying to figure out a name for our team. Right now it's Trustworthy, but back then, my friend Mark was wearing a black velvet jacket one night. And I said, well, we got it. Let's just call ourselves Black Velvet. And so we all got black velvet jackets with nice interior on the inside. We got Mike a jacket, and that was our team. That's what I thought you were going to say. But, the integrity effect is probably much better now, 9 years later, 100%. But that just goes to show, the integrity effect was the reason why I decided to lock arms with Equus, come on board with Mike, be part of the leadership committee here, and completely reverse how I looked at the insurance business. And I'll share with you, if you've been around this business for a while, sometimes this business can kick your butt. And if you don't have this screwed on right, this business will drive you right out the door. And it'll send you right back to whatever it is that you were doing or to some other industry. But this is this is the greatest industry on the planet. I mean, like, it really, if you boil it down, speaking of boiling, right? 211 degrees, you still got a wet egg. 212, you're hard boiled, right? And so this business, if you're operating on an island by yourself, can become very lonely. And if you're not plugged into association like this, if you're not reading the right type of material, the right books, if you're not plugged into the leadership, if you're not having activity every day, whether you're going face-to-face or you're virtual, ultimately, this business can ground and pound you because, right, you're going through the no's in order to find the yes. You're catching people at a bad time sometimes, and you just don't know what they've been going through that morning, that afternoon, or that day. And then you call them up to try to schedule them. You just don't know what's happening. Then all of a sudden, they take maybe something that's happened in their day out on you, even though it has nothing to do with you. That can sometimes take its toll on you as an individual if you're not mentally prepared. You have to be mentally and actually physically prepared for this business. It's not like we're humping 80-pound bundles of shingles up a ladder here. I've done that. That's hard work. This is simple. Simple doesn't necessarily mean easy. And so you have to fire up the temperature in your body. It's like a thermostat. And that thermostat is going to rise and fall based on your vibration, based on your energy, right? And I feed off Mike's energy. And I know that Mike feeds off my energy. We feed off Daniel's energy. Daniel feeds off Carlos, and so on and so forth. And ultimately, right, we all feed off Barry's energy. And so that's why the association is so important. That's why today is so important. Every day is a new day to go out there and make your temperature, make that thermostat rise to the point where you're willing to do whatever it takes. I'm from Philadelphia. When we order a cheesesteak, a lot of times it's called a wit, okay? And a wit is with cheese, with onions, okay? Here in the insurance industry, wit, whatever it takes. And so when you have whatever it takes attitude, you're going to raise that thermostat in your body. You're going to raise that temperature. You're going to be boiling at 212 degrees, which is going to allow you, like, I don't know if anybody here, I have an 8-year-old son who's obsessed with the show Cobra Kai, okay? And we all probably remember the Karate Kid, right? Daniel, son, come on now. We're all around this, like, we all have different age, here, but we all kind of, right? And so literally, when you're making a dial on a Monday morning and you're ready to start your day, and the first thing you do is you have somebody who tells you something that you didn't want to hear, well, it's like a block. It's like a block. Well, because I'm already on to the next one, and I'm already on to the next one, and to the next one, until I get the one that goes, yes, Yes, I did fill that out. Yes, I was looking for information and nobody ever got back to me. Yes, I did meet with somebody. We did take care of it, but I don't know if we really got the right plan. What do you have, right? And so you're looking to raise your thermometer and your temperature to be able to do whatever it takes in order to achieve a level of success that's going to get you from wherever you are to right here, right? So for some people, they have a level 3. And for some people, when something happens to them in their business and they're operating at a level 3, all of a sudden, something negative happens in their business, bam, and it knocks them right out. A couple no's, maybe a no-show, maybe somebody who swore that they were going to go ahead and take care of it, that they were going to sign the application that you just had sent over from Forrester's, and then all of a sudden, they disappeared, right? The birds got them. And so you're like, well, I don't understand what happened. I just had a great conversation with this gentleman. Where did he go? And if you're at a level 3, that can knock you out. That means that maybe your temperature, you're only operating at about 98 degrees. Well, of course, if something bad happens or multiple things happen in one day, that can knock you out. But what about if you're operating at a level 5? Well, for some people, if you're operating at a level 5, then whenever something happened at that level 3, well, boom, now you're able to block that. You're able to block that. But as the week goes on and as the month goes on and as the quarter goes on, all of a sudden, something else happens. So you've had some good days, some good weeks, some not so good days, some not so good weeks. You're operating now at this level 5. So now a bigger problem comes into your business, and that bigger problem knocks you out. What about if you're operating at a level 10, and that level 10 is 212 degrees, and all of a sudden, a bigger problem arises. And that bigger problem that knocked out the level 5, that completely destroyed the person operating at a level 3, right? So you have the individuals operating at 98 degrees. Somebody's operating at 175 degrees. But now you have somebody at a level 10 who's operating at 212 degrees. And when those problems exist, literally, they do the crane. They do the crane, and they literally knock the problem out of the park. And that's what it's like to operate at 212 degrees. No problem will knock you off of what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So how do you get there? How do you get there, Mike? I have some ideas on how you get to 212 degrees. It has a lot to do with personal and self-development. But Mike, what do you think is some of the attributes that it can get you to not just operate at 212, but keep you boiling?
Well, what you're talking about right now, Brett, is the most important thing, because this business is won and lost between the ears, right? We all are a whole lot stronger than we think we are, but whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And that's how power of the mind is. What words are things. I say this all the time. Whatever knucklehead came up with the saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, had never spent time with people, because words are so powerful. They scar for, they could destroy somebody, they could break them down, or they could build them up. And I've been blessed enough to have people that saw the good in me when I didn't see it, to speak it out. And so I think it's important that, first of all, you get your mind right. You got to be around other people. Look, Brett, there's a million reasons, there's a million excuses that any of us can come up with on why this business won't work. We only need one. We only need one that we can hold on to that does work, that gives us a reason to go do it. If you're excuse oriented, you're going to find one. But if you're really at that point that you're ready for change, you just got to make that decision and take action. So we're talking about all this. You hear all this stuff about the record weeks and the RM promotions, and that's great for other people, right? Because that's an elephant. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. The way that you succeed in this business is, one, you hit ignite. You got to get ignite hit. You got to get that knocked out of the park. I recommend you do that with people you know. And then we got to start talking about sales manager. Well, what's the value of sales manager? The value is, for sure, for one, you can be in business with no expenses. The overrides that you create as a sales manager can cover all of your business expenses so that everything that you earn by going out there protecting families puts you 100% in business for 100% profit, right? We've got most businesses out there have got like a 10 to 15, maybe if you're lucky, a 20% profit margin, and we're on the other end, right? We've got 80, 90% profit margin because we don't have many expenses. Here's the thing I want to talk about, Brett. I just said earlier today that when we kicked this off, how much the dial sessions meant for me when I got started, having people in that room. I'm fired up for tomorrow, man. I want to get bodies in this room tomorrow because the energy that comes with that, it fires me up. It gets me excited because I'm around other people that think like me, and this is a lonely business, right? You're in it by yourself because your family's going a different direction. Your friends are going a different direction. People don't understand why you're doing this silly thing, why you're convincing people to take something, why you can't just do the 9 to 5 thing and hang out on the weekends with the friends, right? They don't get this dream driven thing. I just don't want to be that guy later in life that had a shot that always says, what if? What if I didn't have to live on that 40-40-40 plan? Or like Steve said last week or the week before, right? The 50-50-50 plan, right? It's like either way, everybody struggles to live on 100% of what they're making now. How are things going to get better in the golden years if we don't take action now? There's two pains that we're going to suffer, right? It's either two prices we're going to pay. It's either the price of discipline or the price of regret. The price of discipline is temporary. The price of regret is permanent. Brett, when you got started in this business, what were some key things that with the dial sessions, what were some key things with the dial sessions that made an improvement for you? And why should people be plugging in tomorrow? Look, I don't want people to plug in because we want them to plug in. I want them to plug in because there's a result that they want to get this year and they're not on track to getting it. And even if they are, we're just better together. We're better together because not only can you be encouraged, but you can be an encourager. What are some things that stand out to you about the dial sessions that make a difference?
Well, Mike, like you, I grew up in this business on dial sessions, and I am forever, always will be grateful to a woman named Cynthia in Utah, who I met on Craigslist, who convinced me to get an insurance license. And the day after I got an insurance license, she disappeared. And so I literally was left in this business. I had bought, I don't know, several hundred leads, and I never knew that they were about 4 and 5 years old. I didn't know the difference. But one of the things that I did is I had plugged in to a meeting that they had in Philadelphia where they had been talking about these dial sessions. So I got a license. This woman disappears. I go to a meeting down by the airport in Philadelphia. I meet a bunch of individuals who I wound up never ever seeing again, but I met them one time and they talked about making dials, that I needed leads. So what I did is I went into this system and I bought all these 4 and 5 year old leads, hundreds of them. And I had remembered that the one guy at the front of the room, he had these crocodile shoes on, and he had talked about how Saturdays were such a great day to make dials. And I had been at that meeting on a Thursday night. I literally woke up Saturday morning. I drove to Starbucks. I sat down at 8 a.m. and I started making dials that day until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I went home, and then at 6 o'clock at night, I made more dials that Saturday. I had about 17 appointments scheduled for the entire next 2 weeks. Little did I know that I wasn't supposed to schedule appointments out 2 weeks later and a week and a half later, but I also had appointments that were scheduled for Sunday and Monday and Tuesday of that week. Here's what I found as growing up in the dial sessions, specifically on Saturday, is that I understood that it gave me a jump start to the week. That was number one. If I wanted to have a jump start to Monday, it had to start on Saturday. Okay. The second thing that I learned about the Saturday dial session was that not everybody was closed-minded about taking an appointment on a Sunday. So that was the second ability to be able to have a jump start on my week. The third thing I learned about Saturdays was people were more relaxed. They were just a little bit more open-minded to take the phone call on a Saturday. That was the third thing I learned. Here was the fourth thing I learned about dialing on Saturdays. More people answered the phone. So not only were more people open, but more people answered. Here's the fifth thing I learned about dialing on Saturdays. I learned that if I dialed and then no one answered, I could go back through the list a few hours later and I could catch the people who said, hey, listen, I'm on my way to my kid's ball game. Can you give me a call later today? I caught the people who said, hey, listen, I'm still sleeping, but I want to talk. Give me a call back later today. And so it was just the opportunity to just be able to start to build my business. And here's the number one thing that dialing on Saturday taught me. It taught me to have a competitive advantage over everybody else. See, the reason why I wanted to be number one in the industry, not on the leaderboard, in this industry, the reason why I wanted to be number one was because I wanted to do the things that other people weren't doing. And I had to be willing to do the things that other people weren't willing to do. I coach basketball. I coach football for my kids. I'm at their games. I have to be attentive to my family. That's priority number one. But I figured out a way to juggle both, to still be able to work on a Saturday and still make the kids' games, to still work on a Saturday and still take my wife out to dinner Saturday night. I found ways to not make excuses why I could not work on a Saturday. And here was the other thing. Growing up in this business on a Saturday, I understood that if I wanted to get out of my financial condition, I had to do whatever it took. And so I was okay with putting in the time on Saturday if I knew that it was going to put me in a position to financially pay off my debt, put me in a position to where I could have all my bills paid. And quite frankly, back then, that was my two main priorities: pay off some of my debt and get my bills paid. Because I never wanted to be in that financial struggle ever again. I was not interested in fake it till you make it. I didn't believe in fake it till you make it. I believed in go do the work, put in the effort, don't make a single excuse, have the right type of activity, work when other people are sleeping, and it will pay off for you, Brett. And that was just kind of my mindset behind it. And, you know, look, over the last 9 years, nothing's really changed, Mike. You know, we still do Saturdays. We still do Sundays. You and I talked about it the other day. We've been working straight through since right before Halloween. And so, look, you know, every day ends in Y. So,
you know what, brother? I wish we had more time to dive into this, man, because I feel like we're just scratching the surface. But at the end of the day, you just got to be internally motivated. We don't want to find people that have to be externally motivated, because that only lasts for so long. Like, you've got to want it for you, right? Not for somebody else, for you. What you shared is incredible, Brett. And, you know, one of the things that the dial sessions do is it provides structure. When we look at the success we're having with the virtual sales team, we had 29 people on there on Thursday, and we've been averaging 20 to 25. Four of the names that I read out of the 5 that are in the top 10 on the leaderboard are 100% virtual. And the other one is a platinum elite producer and sales manager that is dream driven. That's out there kicking butt and taking names. These are people that have drawn a line in the concrete, not for their upline, not for their downline, not to impress anybody, but because they want a different result. They want to pay their debt off. They want to have money in the bank. They want to be able to fund their kids' weddings, their kids' college. They want to be able to pay their house off. They don't want to have to worry about checking their account balance. It's not about going and getting nice things. It's about being able to breathe again. It's about being able to have control of your life. It's about being able to not have to stress over the holidays because of finances, right? Kyle Van Loo paid a credit card off this year. Who are we going to be able to celebrate this year that's going to pay off some debt? Who's going to become an elite producer that's going to go on that trip with us next year to Sandestin, down in Destin, Florida? Who's going to earn some gear this year, right? We're going to help you hit your goals and your dreams, and we're going to fight with you if that's what you want to do, but we're not going to drag you. We're going to look for people that we can meet halfway, and that's what tomorrow's for. It's for people that maybe you want to get a better result, or maybe you want to show your team, to be able to plug into that bigger picture and see 20, 30, 40, 50 people doing the same activity all at the same time, knowing that your week is already set up when you wake up on Monday morning and you've already got a week full of appointments. That makes a difference, right? It makes a huge difference. And here's where I want to leave you with this, and then we got a hard close because it's 10:56. I appreciate those of you on the West Coast that are getting up super early that plug in here, but this year is not going to be about anything other than back to the basics with CEO thinking that's going to create CEO behavior. And we're going to get good at the basics. We're going to be getting good at getting everyone to hit Ignite. We're going to be good at getting everyone that wants to become a sales manager to get the sales manager. I think this year that if you're not at 110% comp level, you need to go look at those. You don't need to. If you want to improve your situation, which should be everybody because you're dream driven, whether you want to build an organization or not, it doesn't matter. Look at those promotion guides and set your sights on what you have to do to hit your next promotion and make sure you're getting promoted every 3 months. Every 3 months. Kyle's started at 70, he's at a 90, right? I'm throwing his business out there. He can promote to a 95 in 2 more months. Every month he's got his eyes set on that goal and he wants to hit that next promotion. Where are you? Did you start at a 70? Can you climb to a 110? Everybody can. Now you're being more profitable for the same amount of time you're spending, which gives you more time with the family. Guys, we've got an incredible team. We're so blessed to have the people that we have to go out there and fight and sacrifice for your family week in and week out. I'm so blessed to be surrounded by the leaders that we've got on this team. I couldn't even imagine, doing this business without the partners that we have. Every single one of them bring a different skill set, and they lift me up and they make me better and they encourage me and they inspire me and they make me want to fight harder and they make me want to run through walls. And that's the power of association. That's what happens when we come together, because 1 + 1 is no more 2, it's 11. There's a multiple factor there. I was just talking to someone last night about the journey and what it's been like, and how when we first hit regional manager, we struggled and we qualified one time in the first 6 months and one time in the second 6 months. And it was a battle, and we went to work every day like Brett's doing with our head down. And then one day we picked up and we had double the size and then triple the size. And it's like, man, are we ever going to promote a regional manager? And now they're coming out. But it was one struggle after another, one adversity after another, one step after another. We didn't see the light coming. We just had our head down, and we had faith in our leader, Barry Clarkson, because he doesn't steer us wrong. He's not full of smoke and mirrors. He doesn't underpromise. He overpromises. He doesn't overpromise. He doesn't need the money from this. He's driven because of people like you, Doug Stimson. He wants to see you fight for your family. Troy, he wants to see you win. Gordon, he wants to see you hold your hands up at the end of the year because you paid your debt off. Christine, he wants to celebrate with you when you pay your house off. That's the value of what plugging in does. It doesn't mean you're not going to make it if you don't, but it speeds it up. And it's not about you, because you're a difference maker, and who can you affect if you were to plug in, right? Guys, I appreciate you. It's 10:59. This call's gone over. I love that we had 44 people that protected a family yesterday. I love that we've got people that are getting promoted. I can't wait to celebrate with Maxwell and his team next week. Let's have a record number on this call next week. I appreciate you guys. Be intentional. Today matters. Know that Equus is on a vertical move, and all you got to do is put in a little bit extra effort, and you can catch that momentum. And when you wake up at the end of 21, you're not even going to recognize where you were compared to 2020 if you make the decision and you back it up with action. But guys, I appreciate you. Have an incredible weekend, and we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.